I'm in Toronto right now. Yay, Canada! My first time traveling solo out of the country, which really I just drove a handful of hours from my house, but still in a completely different country. Never been here before. I'm really liking what I've seen so far. And Toronto, which doesn't surprise me, but also unexpected, kind of, not really, but whatever, has so many different cultures and food and people. Like, it is so diverse. Where I'm staying right now, it's super close to Koreatown, it's super close to Chinatown, it's super close to Little Italy, like all the places. You have Ethiopian, you have Egyptian, you have Budapest, like it's just very all over the place. And I heard about this place from another video that I saw of somebody else going to Toronto, and I figured I love ramen and I hate eating it in public, especially if I'm gonna be eating by myself, because it's just so awkward that I felt like, okay, let's just get it in DoorDash. And what's so nice is that Canadian dollars is more than the US. So this was 21 altogether. So for me, that was probably like 17, 15, something like that. So here's the ramen. Hi. So I'm just gonna dump this in, I guess. And I got a few of these things. I don't know anything. Okay, so there's beef in here too. The broth. Yep, still warm. I went to a place called Casa Loma. It's a really famous castle tourist attraction, you know, just a short walk away from where I'm staying. So I did that because it was a nice day out today and it's supposed to rain all weekend. And I figured like I probably shouldn't go to touristy stuff on the weekend because Toronto is such a huge tourist destination. There's so many people here. They call it the New York City of Canada. So I figured it's best to kind of do most of the things I'm going to do during the week and then kind of do work things over the weekend. But anyway, so it was really cool. So many rooms, so beautiful. There's a lot of weddings held there. They do escape rooms there, like escape the castle. It's legit, but super nice. I love that type of stuff. Made me feel like I was in Europe or some shit. The tickets were like $45. You can get a city pass, which basically helps you save money on all the big attraction things, because if you buy a city pass, you get to go to the CN Tower and the Ripley's Aquarium and the Royal Ontario Museum and Casa Loma and a few other things. I think you save like 40% of what you would save if you bought everything by itself. Problem is, I don't really want to go to the Royal Ontario Museum because I know it's really famous. It's the biggest museum in Canada, but the exhibits right now, I'm just not into it. It's very natural history, stuff like that. And history is so hard for me to really get into on a grand scale, in the sense of going to a museum and just learning the histories of basically every person who ever lived. It's just a lot. I just know I wouldn't really get the most out of it, so I didn't really want to go to that. The CN Tower, I'm like, I just feel like I got good enough view from the Tower of Casa Loma that I'm like, do I really need to go to CN Tower? Probably not. It's probably insanely overpriced anyway. The aquarium, I might go. So I was thinking like, okay, I'm really wanting to go only to 2 out of the 5 or so things that they're offering. So I'm not gonna get a city pass, but you can. And then I didn't take videos of this, but I went to a coffee place called First and Last Coffee. It was really cute. Got matcha, got a breakfast Sammy, all the good things. Everybody's really nice here. I feel really safe walking around. I'm close to a university too, so that might help with just feeling like there's a lot of people in my same situation. So lots of walking, which I'm not used to, but I'm down for it. I just have a lot of blisters. So that's where I'm going to be for the next 2.5 weeks. I'm excited. I'm in a really nice house. I'm taking care of a cat. And let's try this ramen. I hope it's good. This is the thing though with me. I'm so not picky at all. Like, I find most foods, even if it's like lackluster, I find it really good. I'm very easily pleased when it comes to food. Let's try like one piece of the meat. Here's a piece of the beef. That's good. I can tell maybe I'm gonna get some like fatty parts, and like fatty parts of meat really like make me wanna, you know? It's the texture of it all, the sensation of it, but hopefully not too much. Like, I'm used to it. Yeah. Okay, I see you. Yeah, that's just good. It's my first time that I had crossed the border, like driving. Apparently it's a thing that crossing into Canada is like a pain in the ass. And I didn't know that. I was really nervous and I was hoping it was gonna go good. My entire car got searched because I thought I was a criminal. Duh. I mean, look at me. Don't I give off that vibe? They just like didn't believe anything I was saying. Well, the thing is, okay, the way, and I don't know if I talked about this, but the way that I stay and travel is I house/pet sit for people. So the people's homes I'm staying at, they're going on vacation for 3 weeks while I'm staying here taking care of their cat and their house and their plants and stuff like that, you know? And it's kind of like a service for service type thing where it's like they get a free person to take care of their pets. I get a free place to stay. It saves me a lot of money when traveling because Airbnb prices stack up. And when I told them, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to house sit. I had previously said I didn't know anybody in Toronto because I didn't. I don't know these people. We met virtually once, but like to me, that didn't constitute me being like, oh yeah, I know people in Toronto because I don't know them. They're literally gonna be gone while I'm here. So, but he like basically thought he caught me in a lie and was like, you said that you didn't know anybody here. And I was like, well, I don't know them. They're basically strangers. I've never actually met them in person before. And then that got them even more suspicious. It was like a whole thing. It was like I couldn't say the right thing at all, even though I was telling the truth. But anyway, they didn't find anything. Like I knew I was innocent, but it was just annoying. And it wasn't a very good welcome into the country. I'll say that. It kind of like spooked me out for the rest of the ride here. I totally understand why they got to crack down, especially with what's happening in America now. I get it. But of course it happened to me. I was terrified and then it was just made worse. And the guy just seemed to find pleasure in making it hard for me. So I wasn't appreciative of that, but it's fine. We're here, we're good. And yeah, I just can't wait to show you guys what else I'm going to be doing, what other food I'm going to be eating. I hope you're excited as much as I'm excited. Love Canada! Oh, Canada. Is that the song? I'll know it by the time I get done here. Okay, I have since eaten the meal. If I had to rate it, honestly, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. The pot stickers were amazing. I shouldn't have gotten beef and that was on me. But I'm just not a red meat person. I'm not a beef person just because of the fattiness. There's so much that like I basically just took out all the rest of the meat because I just didn't want to have to deal with it anymore. I did eat like half of it, but there was that. Everything else was great. It was just the meat that kind of dropped it for me. If I were to order from homemade ramen again, I would do a different thing. And that's fine. Nothing against them. It was on me. Because I just can't handle fat. People can, but I can't. Like, I hate it. But yeah, 6 out of 10. Y'all, I just got HelloFresh, this box right here. The hosts of the house that I'm staying in right now, they have these free boxes for your friends thing, so you can scan the code and everything and get a free box. Essentially, it wasn't fully free, but for 5 dinner meals for 2, I only had to pay $10, which was like shipping or something. But I think that's a good ass deal. Like, I don't gotta go grocery shopping now. This is the first time doing this, and I've wanted to do this for so long, but it's so expensive, right? And so to be able to do it and barely pay anything at all for at least a one-time thing, it's kind of cool. I got this honey garlic veggie noodle, and then it gives you this. Unsponsored, I'm literally just telling you this because I'm excited about it. And then it's this cheesy stuffed chicken and sweet potato mash, charred poblano and pork tacos, chorizo, I probably butchered that, I'm so sorry, meatball bowls, and then the last one is smart Moroccan style shrimp. So I kind of wanted to get a good variety of everything, but still healthy and stuff. So they each come in these little bags. Like, how cute. I don't know how I'm gonna fit this in the fridge, but I'm very excited. I like cooking, but I just like never have any ideas. I usually just do pastas and that's it. Thinking of meals to do is just a lot. Like, I'm not about it. So didn't ask for this, but they got me like these sparkling things, and it's Canadian down there because I'm in Canada right now, right? And this one's in French, and that's it. I don't know what I'm gonna make tonight, but I'll probably go through it with y'all, and we can go through this experience together because it's very exciting. At least I'm excited about this shit. So I'll see you later when dinner time is happening. Okay, so I decided that I was going to make the tacos because it's relatively easy. So the first thing I have to do is cook the poblano pepper, and I've already chopped it all up. I have a pan over here that's been heating, so I'm gonna add it to the pan. While that's cooking, I need to do the cilantro. So we're getting cilantro right here. Hi. I don't have cooking techniques, so just like bear with me, okay? Don't get on my ass about it. All right, now I'm supposed to whisk a concoction together. So let me get a bowl. This one's probably good enough. I need vinegar, and I was given this little vinegar thing. So just pop that in. Move these bad boys around. Do you hear that sizzle? ASMR. So vinegar, and then I need 1 teaspoon of oil. Cool. And then 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, but lo and behold, I cannot find the sugar in this house for the life of me, so we're gonna go without that. But that's fine. It's just cute little whisk. You can whisk the oil and vinegar together, even though it's gonna separate in like 2 seconds, but it's fine. And then we need to add our cabbage. Got some red cabbage right here. Take a look. I will say, I just think that they probably should start putting things in packaging other than plastic, because there is a lot of packaging. The box itself that comes in is cardboard, which is good, but I just feel like it would benefit if this stuff wasn't a thing as well. And then it also said adding the cilantro. Put it on in. Also season with salt and pepper, but let me just mix it up real quick. Use my 2 different size spoons. I also have no idea where the lid for this bowl is. If I had the lid, I would literally just shake this up, you know? Kourtney Kardashian style. Pepper. Salt from the sea. Gonna mix it again. The lights are going crazy. I don't know what the issue is, but it's fine. We're all fine. So we have this now. I'm just gonna set this aside. Okay, peppers are done. They're on this little plate, and now we're gonna put some oil in and cook the meat. Okay, so this is the meat. I'm gonna pop it in there with the onion. Okay, and then I'm gonna stand very far away. Here it is. And kind of, you know the drill. Oh my god, so many onions are escaping. Here's how it looks now. We added some pepper. We're gonna add more seasoning later. Don't you worry. And then we're gonna put these in, which I can do right now. Yay! And we're gonna mix that up, and then they also gave me garlic salt, and this is the other seasoning, enchilada blend. So we'll be putting both of those things in. It'll look all pretty and colored, and then we're eventually gonna do this chipotle sauce. All right, so this is how it looks now. It looks so much more yellow on camera, but not yellow. It's definitely more brownish orange. This is how it is now. Definitely seasoned. Now it's time to make the tacos. Okay, so I just heated my tortillas. Hello. Get them all warm and bendy, and we're going to make the tacos now. Ooh, oh, it looks so fucking good. Does it look better than this? Yeah, it looks more brown on this layer. And then I'm gonna put this pickled stuff on too. So I think I'm just gonna use my hands. Sorry that grosses you all out, but it's my food, so. There's that. So now this is how they look. They gave me some cheese. And then some sour cream. Beautiful. Woo! The sour cream doesn't look as appetizing because of the way I did it out. But I'm really excited to have these. Just had my first bite. Girl. Mexican food is my fucking favorite. It's my top genre of food. I could eat Mexican food every single day, no problem. And then right below that is Asian food. But I haven't had Mexican in a while, and this really hits the spot. Really good. First meal was a success. Now I'm about to devour these. Toodles! Hey y'all, I'm going to go out and do something, and I don't really have a plan. All I know is I'm gonna put in my maps the walking route to Kensington Market, street, whatever. It's basically like a 45-minute walk away. That's gonna be my like destination goal, but I don't necessarily have to make it there if I find something along the way, because I haven't even eaten yet and it's like 12 right now, and other shops, or like I start to feel tired, then I'm just gonna turn turn back and try again another day. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Really chill day. I'm just worried about not killing my feet. So follow me on my little adventure. I'm heading back now. It wasn't that bad. I made it all the way to my destination. Went to Kensington Market, whatever. I had a lot of social anxiety just because it was very crowded, but I did find a place to eat. It's called the Film Club. Really cute. Seemed like to give off the best vibes. And my feet are good. They don't hurt. I mean, I know I'm going to go again. I did get some sweets because I am a sweets gal and I have to get sweets. It's pretty cold, windy. Definitely have to blow my nose. And I did stop by a big bookstore / music store, which was really good too, but I didn't find like anything else looking for, so there's that. But it was cool because there's like a section of Canadian literature and I'm like, what's that, you know? So I looked there, there's an American section, which I was like, I'm so sorry Canadians. Anyway, heading back. It's the way I got nothing. It's the way I got no footage whatsoever except those like 10 seconds. I was so self-conscious. It was weird because it's a super famous street. I felt like there was not as many tourists, and if there were, it was more so from like a family. And I was cold and I was anxious, as I usually am in social environments when I'm alone. See, if I was with somebody else, I would be videotaping everything. Like, it's a completely different change of confidence. And I try to like think, who the fuck cares? But I don't know, it just, no one else is taking videos or pictures or anything like that, so I just feel awkward, I guess. But I will be going back, as I said. I got some cupcakes, red velvet and cookies and cream from Bunner's Bakery. It's 100% vegan and gluten-free bake shop, so period. I can't pass up a bakery, is the thing. It's just too good. Here's the cat I'm taking care of. His name is Monsieur. He keeps to himself. He's not super trusting of me yet. He might not ever, but there's pros and cons, because if I feel like I want to pet a little companion, I can't. But also, I get the entire bed to myself instead of some animal preventing me from rolling over in the middle of the, you know? Which I'm very used to with these house sits. Like, that's basically how everyone is. It is a nice little change that I can just have my own space and he has his own space. We're roommates, aren't we? You know what's great about Canada, or at least Toronto, is that I walked today 40 minutes each way and I did not feel uncomfortable. I did not get catcalled. I did not get approached from a man or just from a creeper once. Look how easy it is to leave people alone compared to when I was in Pittsburgh. And the very first time I left the house, 7 minutes in, I got catcalled / approached twice. So Toronto's really living up to the standards right now. Thank God for that. We'll see if that keeps up. But Friday also walked a bunch. Wednesday also walked a bunch. Haven't had a bad situation. So good for you, Toronto. Thank you. So this is the red velvet. The icing looks scrumdiddlyumptious. Is that how you say it? I don't know. And then here's the cookie dough. Not cookie dough. Cookies and cream. It's really good. Something I taste that I can't quite figure it out, but it's familiar. And I think it's in the frosting, but real good. The frosting's good, it's light. It's pretty different from like a regular frosting that I've had before on a cupcake, but I like it a lot. This one tastes different, but I'm not sure if the icing's actually different or it's just because of the combination with the red velvet this time. It's good, but my favorite part of red velvet is the cream cheese frosting, and it doesn't taste like it at all. It's a good alternative, but it definitely doesn't give the red velvet experience that we know and love. It isn't red velvet to me. Still good, like I'm still gonna devour it, but definitely less of what you would know from a non-vegan perspective. But I love vegan stuff. I was vegan for like 6 months back in the day. I always try to eat it when I can. I would give this a 9 out of 10. I would get this a 6. It's still good. It's just, this is misleading branding. Something in here that I'm not fucking with. Probably gonna drop this down to a 5 actually. I wouldn't recommend this one. I would recommend this one. And that's Taste Testing with Rachel. So there's this really famous alleyway called Graffiti Alley where it has a bunch of graffiti. There's actually right in front of me a bunch of graffiti. I'll show you. Right here. And then right here. And so that's what we're going to be going to. And then hopefully we'll get lunch. There's this place in Kensington that has Birria tacos and they look absolutely magnificent. It's like the OG Toronto Birria tacos place. It's literally like in the back of a supermarket. So I'm really excited for that. I really want to get those. So let's go to Graffiti Alley. Awesome. It took me a second to find it, but literally it was right across the street from where I parked, so that was great. I am such a art hoe. Like, I love art. Like, if I'm gonna see anything, it's gonna be art. And this is such a specific type of art that I think is just not really appreciated as much as it should be. It gets this rep of vandalism and stuff like that, but it's beautiful. How can something be so bad if it's so beautiful? Like, I don't know. It was so cool. Alright, the goods have been secured. It's actually not, well, it is at the back, but there's a big sign in the front of the building, so you know it's there. The environment is like, it's gonna be good. Like, there's no question about it. I got the most expensive thing, which is combo 1, and you get 3 birria tacos and 2 quesadillas with a can of pop and the stuff, the good stuff, you know. So that was about $25 with tax, although that could be less for me. I believe that's Canadian. So in US, it's gonna be a little bit less than that, but yeah, it is the most expensive thing on the menu. They have a bunch of things. They have like birria ramen. They have other combos too. Like, you can get it combo 2, which is cheaper. It's just 5 birria tacos with the broth and stuff right off the bat. Let's take a look. Oh my God. Do you see this? Do you see this? Holy shit, does that not look fucking devourable? And the reason I went to this was because I did see people recommend it. The pictures all look like this. So fucking insane. Let's taste it. Okay, I'm setting you down here. I don't have a tripod or anything because I'm cheap like that. I'm not sure what this is exactly, but I'm pretty... Smells like something good. Ugh. Ugh. Moment of truth. Let's get it good. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. The meat is amazing. Perfectly tender. Just the right amount. This, spectacular. Because sometimes, like, I'm not a huge spice gal. I can't handle spice. I'm a white girl, are we surprised, you know? And sometimes when I get birria tacos, the broth is like so spicy. It's spicy to the point I can't like really enjoy myself because my tongue is on fire. This ain't that. You get all the flavor, everything that's so great about it, but my mouth isn't on fire. Thank you. This is 10 out of 10. No joke. Like, this is 10 out of 10. Am I about to devour this entire thing? I didn't know something so beautiful and amazing could be in a taco, but it like is. It really fucking is. And thank God I went on a Tuesday because It is not busy at all in Kensington, and that was kind of like my plan. The social anxiety didn't exist. Before I devour these tacos, I want to try the quesadilla next. So basically it's like the exact same thing, but cheese in it. So I'm gonna do it once without the sauce, and then once, it's so hot too. It's like scrumptious hot, you know? I love, it's like, yes, be piping. I want to see smoke. Now a big hunk of cheese. The cheese is good, yeah. I mean, what bad do I have to say? I can't get over the meat, y'all. These bites, heaven in a mouthful. Beautiful. I know my bowels are not gonna take this well, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. The sauce just adds a little spice. Okay, that's where, if you want the spice, you get the spice. Ooh, if you want the kick, it's in this. Which I'm glad they give like a separate thing for that, and then the regular broth is not like that, it's mild. Just because, yeah, we white people can't handle it, and I'm definitely white people. So, ginger ale. This was so fucking amazing. Oh my god, I'm so glad I went. I don't know if I even mentioned it, but the place is called Birria Cantina. It's in Kensington Market. Literally, they advertise themselves as the original Birria tacos. I'm gonna go take these home and I'm gonna finish these up or save them for tomorrow's lunch. Who knows? I mean, they're never gonna be the same though, right? Everything was amazing. Highly recommend. Now I'm gonna spend the rest of my day on the toilet. So it's like 9:30 now, and I'm going to be heading to the Art Gallery of Ontario, which opens at 10:30. I'm gonna try to literally get there as soon as it opens. Will hopefully also be good for the fact that there might not be as many tourists there. Maybe get some pics, you know. What's great about this is that the museum actually has a pass that you can get for 25 years of age and under for free. So it'll get me in because I'm 24. So that's really awesome. And if it didn't, if I was over 25, they still have free admission every Wednesday night. I could have done that too. But today we're gonna go, and I have no idea how long this is gonna take me. That's why I'm kind of going as soon as it opens, because I want to take as much time as possible. Who knows how much time that actually is going to be. I might stop and get something to eat afterwards. Come along. So I just got back from eating at this Indian restaurant called the Cottage Cheese. It's like pretty fancy. I definitely spent more than I usually would on a meal. I don't know, it looked really good and I wanted to have some Indian food. I wanted to try some Indian food. So I told the girl, you tell me what to get. So she told me to get these eggplant crisp things as a appetizer and then the butter chicken because I was like, I can't handle spice. I'm sorry. I know I'm that person, but I can't. Butter chicken it is. And I got some naan bread on the side. Garlic. Amazing. Okay, amazing. What's funny is they gave me another plate dish thing before everything and they didn't say on the house. They just like gave it to me. It was literally like a bite and I thought that was the eggplant thing. It was 12 bucks. The eggplant stuff was 12 bucks. And I was like, $12 for a bite? I went as far as even putting it on my story and then I had to delete it because little did I know that it was on the house. Just a little thing that they give their customers, which was really nice of them. So very happy about that. But they were such good people. I talked to, I don't know if he was the owner or manager, but he was so nice. We talked for like 10 minutes just about Toronto and about the food scene and about like what I do and where I'm from and how long I'm gonna be here and what I've done so far and just all of that. He was so nice. They were just so nice. So shout out to the Cottage Cheese. Everyone should go because it really is so cute inside too. The aesthetic is there. Like, oh, the food was so good. I'm super full now, but I had to get churros. It's literally from this place called Pancho's Bakery. And I got 3 and you can get like flavors on them, like strawberry, whatever. I'm not a huge churros person, but I kind of just like felt like it, you know? Before going to get Indian, I went to the Art Gallery of Ontario, as you know. I didn't even get through all of it. There was a 3-hour limit on where I was parked, so I was like, fuck. And I only got through 2 floors. There's level 4 and level 5, I think, that I didn't even get to. But good thing I have the pass so I can go again whenever I want. That's probably what I'm gonna do because I have to see the whole thing. It's so nice in there. There were a lot of schools there. That kind of sucked in a little bit because kids are fucking loud and obnoxious, let me just say. Sorry if that makes me come off like a Karen or some shit like that or millennial. I don't fucking care. Like, they're loud and we're in an art gallery. I don't know, just be fucking courteous. I feel like people aren't as courteous anymore. And it might be because of COVID. And then there was like this tour guide volunteer woman that came up to me and talking to me about these statues and giving me stuff. And then there's these girls that were my age or probably younger than me who were like coming up, being really loud and laughing because they were basically imitating the statues, taking pictures of it, imitating. The one tour guide lady yelled at them and was like, hey, be quiet. Like, you're in an art gallery. And like, I couldn't be mad at her, but she was being a Karen, but like, I couldn't be mad at her because I agree with her. I was like, I'm so sorry. It was so awkward afterwards though. Like, it was so silent and then it kind of escalated. She made a joke, but then they didn't think it was a joke. And then she's like, just take your picture. And they're like, we're just gonna go. You don't have to escalate it and stuff like that. I was like, oh God, no. They're definitely gonna think of her as a Karen, but she wasn't wrong. I just think her delivery was a little bit harsh. Like, come on, girl. But she wasn't wrong because they were being obnoxious and they weren't being courteous. We're in a museum, an art museum at that, where literally everything echoes off the walls. Just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna have these and I'm gonna drive home and we're gonna get some work done. Bye, Charles, hi. A little bit ago, a couple days ago, a week ago, something like that, I talked about trying some Canadian snacks and shit. So I just came back from the drugstore where I got a few. Now, I was expecting a lot more. I also did not come prepared at all, which was bad on my part. I got a few because there's a lot of American food, but I have like 5 things here. So we're gonna try it out. So the first thing is called Maynard's. Babe, you gotta get off. Maynard's, it's gonna be backwards, that's fine. And they're these tropical Swedish berries. There were like other types you can get, even of all of one flavor. So we're gonna try this. Pina colada. It is pina colada, that's for sure. Okay, the next one is Tropical Island, the orange. Very chewy. Okay, this is Beachy Punch. I honestly thought that these would be more gummy than like chewy, like gummy bears type feel. I don't like them. Oh, the one I just had is passion fruit. Yeah, they're good. They just like work out the jaw so much. I couldn't have a lot of these at once. For that reason, my jaw would get blocked. We got another kind of fruity thing, but also chocolate thing. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but Jujubes, chocolate covered jujubes. I have no idea what that means. I think it's fruit. So this looks like something, and then this looks like something. It kind of tastes like licorice inside, at least for that one. I'm not sure I really like these. Like, I'll eat them, but it's the licorice flavor that's throwing me off with the chocolate. It's good in the first like 5 seconds, and then it's not. Like, it's not the greatest. I'd say these definitely like 4 out of 10, to be honest. These, I'd say they're like 7. They're good. It's just the chewiness. I got this. Not technically Canada. It's a Thai drink and I've never seen it before. So let's wash what I just ate down. I'm confused what I'm drinking. Hold on, let's make it the right way. I'll be right back. Got a cup of ice. This is what it looks like. So coffee. It has black tea, it has milk. It's not too bad. It just has kind of like this weird aftertaste in it that I can't really figure out. I feel like I might need to put something else in it, which who the fuck knows. I'd say this is a 7 out of 10 as well. It's decent. I'm gonna finish this whole thing. It's not the best I've ever had. And maybe I'm not even drinking it right. I could totally be drinking this completely wrong. So there's also that. So I got this box. It's Celebration biscuits, truffle caramel. And I knew this was probably from Canada because it was in French. It's kind of how I deciphered some of these. That's what the packaging looks like. Looks good. Looks like it's gonna be good. This is my kind of shit. Oh, this is perfect for s'mores. You can't go wrong with a cookie. 100%, 9 out of 10. Very good. We have one more thing. It's a frozen dessert. It's cookie dough ice cream bites. This looks like something Trader Joe's would 100% sell. Even just the packaging just looks like Trader Joe's type packaging, you know? So they basically took cookie dough in ice cream and turned it inside out. I'd be shocked if I don't like this, to be honest. Because I'm also an ice cream girly. So, that's how it comes. That's how it is. I love this. The concept is perfection because yeah, why wouldn't I want ice cream with cookie dough and want to just eat it with my hands? The cookie dough is good. The ice cream's decent. Probably not the best ice cream I've ever had, but it'd be interesting to have these after they sat out for a few minutes. This is a little bit more like malleable, but I would say those are like an 8.5. I don't think like $7 is worth it. I mean, 7 Canadian dollars for 6 things, but it's still good. Like, I like it a lot. That was my little taste test. Not very exciting. Definitely, I think my favorite thing I had is this. 100%. And there were other different cookies for the same like brand. This, for sure, the worst. I'd say this comes second. This comes third. And then the drink comes fourth. I genuinely feel like Toronto is like the food place. It's actually insane. I've never been to a city that had this much diversity when it comes to food. It's crazy, and there's just so much of it all packed in one, and it's so overwhelming. Truly, it's just so fun. Like, I love trying new things even if I don't love it, and to see what it's all about. Happy Saturday. Thursday and I went to the art gallery again, finished it all, and then I went to a place called Wanda's Pie in the Sky. Super cute place. They are known for having pies. So I got a New York style cheesecake, which I had at lunch, and then I got banana cream. I also stopped at this one place called Para Cafe, which is like a Turkish bakery cafe place, and I just wanted to order a bunch of desserts from them. So I got 2 macarons, and they're both blue. And then I got a Nutella-filled cookie, chocolate chip cookie. These look good. And then 2 baklavas. We gotta fucking talk about Toronto, man. I love it here. I was so terrified when I first got here. Even just taking a walk, I was just so scared because it was just so unfamiliar, even though it's really not that different from home. And now everything's so familiar to me. Like, leaving the house is not hard for me to do. Driving around the city is not hard for me to do. I'm very comfortable here now, and I was thinking about how it's just such a testament to the fact that we can adapt to so many things at the end of the day, and it's easy to adapt. But Toronto is so culturally dense in the best way. I honestly don't think I've been anywhere that's been so diverse. And I don't know if that's saying anything. I don't know if, oh girl, you gotta get out more or something like that. But you think of the US as a melting pot, there's so many different cultures and people, and I've never experienced it. And it's probably like this in New York. I've never been exposed to so many different cultures in such a close proximity to each other. You don't have to go outside of yourself and where you are to really find those types of places. Everything is here. Any type of thing you want. And just the people themselves. I grew up in a suburb in Ohio. It was diverse, but not diverse enough, like it was definitely predominantly white. There isn't as much opportunity to really absorb yourself in different cultures. And here it's just constantly looming and you can't not experience those things. There's a lot of college life like right here. I'm just honestly low-key jealous. And it's not that I really regret where I went to college because I loved my university I went to. And I don't even know why it didn't come to my head at the time when I was choosing to go to school. But if I knew I could go to Toronto for school, bitch, I would have gone. It's also the fact that literally Toronto is closer than the drive was to my actual university that I went to. And I just think how much my life would have been different because I went to the school in Nashville of all places. And I love Nashville. I mean, not currently, but I also, by the time I was graduating, I was done. And it wasn't because I disliked it, but it was just time. I will shout out Nashville for their food though, because they have quality food, but it's like Toronto's like times 100. Just imagining going to class and then walking to a museum casually, taking the subway. Like that's just something that I'm not personally familiar with. And it's crazy because even for me, the option of going to New York, I didn't even think of going to New York. And I'm just like, why the fuck? It would have been a very similar environment, although I think Toronto would have been better. I think it was the fact that in suburbs, it's just so normal to go to state schools. And I did not want to do that. I did not want to stay in Ohio at all. I mean, can you blame me? But I've appreciated Ohio since I've left, obviously. I think it's great and super underrated, but I really wanted to get out. I wanted to experience life outside of Ohio. I didn't want to be in a bubble anymore, but it's the way that life was like there that made me going to school in another state, it was like equivalent to as if I went to school to a different country. Like it was that big of a deal because I couldn't tell you who else even in my class went to school outside of Ohio unless they went to like Michigan. Nashville for me was like going to a different country. The thought of even going to a different country for school didn't even occur to me. And I just wish I knew that that was a thing that I could do, but it's like no one ever even brought that idea up. I've been seeing a lot of more stuff about Toronto, like on TikTok and everything. It's interesting to see how Toronto locals think of Toronto, because I've seen some videos where people complain about it and they say they really want to move out, and then there's other people that are like, oh, I moved, but then once I left, I was like, oh shit, get me back. I think that's how it is for everyone. It was for me. I wanted to get out of Cleveland, Ohio, and once I was able to kind of appreciate that city more. Not that I want to live there ever really again, but I now see what it has to offer, and I see why it's a valid place to live. It is a really good place to live, honestly. I can totally see myself living here if the Canadians will allow me to. This is the only city I've visited in Canada, and I know there's so many other great cities like Vancouver, Quebec, Montreal, Ottawa even. So I'm super excited to explore those too, and I could maybe even change my mind to be like, you know what, actually Montreal is looking like a place I want to go to. But if you're a Toronto local and you don't think you are privileged while going as a student in Toronto, like you are. I wish that I had your type of experience. And obviously this is from such an outsider's perspective. Like, I don't know really how it is to be a student here, but it's just right up my alley. I love the fact it's so walkable. I love that there's just so many people. It's gonna be hard to leave, I think. I definitely want to come back, especially to see a different part of the city. I'm in Midtown now, which I think is such a great area, but I know there's so many different areas here, and it would be nice to go somewhere else. I love them. The white, the cream. Yep. I will have to say, Cleveland is very diverse. Now, don't quote me on this, but I've learned recently that Cleveland was like the top place for immigrants to go. We have a huge population of immigrants. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of foods, and we have the famous West Side Market. The vegan scene in Cleveland is so crazy. The neighborhood that my parents live in, every restaurant has vegan stuff. There's also, they have an annual like world festival. That's definitely not what it's called, but World Culture Festival that I've gone before, where basically there's this one street in Cleveland, and I don't know what it's called, but basically there's a bunch of different little gardens that represent a bunch of different countries. Annually there's like this festival where people set up at each little garden stands of food and like of other things that represent the country. And there's a parade where each country goes one by one with their flag, and there's people like dressed up and like dancers and musicians. It's just such a great thing. And so me talking about Toronto is not me dogging on Cleveland. Yeah, we have our things too, which I'm happy that we do, because it's important. I think it's so beneficial for anyone to live in a city that has so much diversity. I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer, but I think these days when people act as if diversity is a negative thing, it's just strange, because since when are we teaching ourselves to not learn more about people? We learn from such a young age to constantly be curious and constantly want to learn and improve, and then we get to adult age and it's like, actually no, don't educate yourself on anything, don't ask questions, don't bother to learn about anybody different from yourself. And that's very strange to me, especially for me as a white woman. It's very important for me to expose myself to as many cultures and people and languages and foods and dances as possible. I mean, I grew up a dancer too, and I minored in dance, and we would study dances from all different cultures and everything that they brought and influenced in modern dance today. And it's beautiful to see it all. So yeah, I'm getting sentimental, I know, but that's all I have to say. I've been talking for so long, I'm so sorry, but that was my Thursday. Y'all, I have a problem. I went to the St. Lawrence Market today. I'm gonna treat myself. I really wanted to get like a bunch of shit. My love for bakery goods is gonna run me dry. First off, the market itself is cool. It was a tiny bit underwhelming. I thought it was gonna be a lot more. I don't know if I didn't see everything. I mean, I did the main floor and then like the downstairs. So I feel like I got everywhere, but if I had to compare, West Side Market in Cleveland is definitely better. Although there's a lot of like the same type of things in the West Side Market, whereas the St. Lawrence one did have a little bit more variety. So I do appreciate that. There are two bakeries. I don't even remember their names. I'm so sorry. One was downstairs and then another one was upstairs, kind of like in the middle section. It was more of a French bakery thing too. This is what I got from the one downstairs, okay? And they're so cheap too. Like everything's like $2, $2.50. One of the things is this raspberry thing. Another thing is this almond croissant. Another thing, chocolate croissant. And then this is like a Greek yogurt and raspberry thing. So then the next one had more kind of like desserty type stuff. So I got this thing, you can see it through it. This like Linzer, I think it's called, cookie thing. And then this orange and raspberry bundt cake. This is like a spinach crepe thing. So this is like the only savory thing I got. I got this chocolate rum ball. And the last thing I got was, I think it was like Rocky Road, basically, blondie thing. How am I gonna eat all of this? I have less than a week here. And this is added on to the stuff that I got yesterday. Can't help myself though, like I have to have it. I have to have it. I also got lunch there. I got a chicken Slovaki pita sandwich thing, and that was really good. That was so good. The sauce in there. There's this one place and it's like this famous sandwich bar meal or something, I forget the name, and I really wanted to get that. Problem was they were strictly cash only and I did not prepare that, and they did take American cash. I forgot my American cash here, so I couldn't get it. So I was a little bit bummed about that because it's famous. It was really the main thing I wanted to get there, but I got a lot. And that's kind of like the last main thing that I really wanted to visit and really wanted to do, which kind of gives me room to do any extra stuff if I want, or to just chill. I didn't do really anything today, so I figured I would buy some good food that was actually recommended to me by the people who own this lovely home I'm staying in. It's called Martino's. It's a pizza and wing and Asian fusion food place. So you can get pizzas, pastas, wings. You can also get Asian food. So I got both. So here is the pizza I got. It's called the General Tao's Pizza. I mean, I was just really curious about it because I feel like it's mixing the two types of foods together. And then I got an Asian dish and it's the shrimp glass noodle. Bam. And then I got some spring rolls as well because I had to get even more because I'm insane. I'm so quirky like that, you know? We're gonna taste test it. The cheese is real good. I'm gonna try one of the chickens. Now my favorite thing to get when I get Chinese food is General Tso. That hits. I actually love it. There's a little kick to it. There's some peppers on here, onions. It's just really good. Damn. On to the other one. I'll try one of the shrimps. I love my shrimps plump as well, so that was a good mouthful of shrimp right there. And I hate that whenever I try to make shrimp it doesn't come out that way. Yep, let me get another bite with more egg and veg involved, because you know, here in North America we actually like having veg in our Chinese food. Glass noodles are so underrated, I feel like. So good. This is so hot, seasoned so good. Last thing, the veggie spring roll. Do you hear that crunch? There's a lot of good subtle spices in here too, like peeking out, you know? I am very pleased with what I got. Martino's. So we can go devour this. Toodles. Hey y'all, I just got back from this restaurant called Mildred's something. I forget. Mildred's Kitchen or something. Anyway, they're known for these really famous blueberry pancakes that look phenomenal. So I made a reservation. Considering I'm leaving tomorrow, I kind of wanted to treat myself to just a nice little brunch, you know, last little hurrah, because it's such a nice day out. I got the pancakes. Amazing. I also got a side of bacon, which was also so amazing. I've never had bacon that tasted like that, and I think they put like there's something on it that just like hit this spot, and some iced tea, and sat outside. I thought I was not going to be able to finish it. Like, I thought it was really going to fill me up, but it didn't. Like, I wiped everything clean, baby. Yeah, now I'm just parked and back home. I've just had such a wonderful time here. I'm really excited to come back here one day, because I do know that there are plenty of things that I didn't get to do, especially I would want to come during like the summer. I feel like everybody talks about how great Toronto is during the summer, so definitely I think would be worth coming back during then. Make use of the beaches, stuff like that. This is so unrelated but kind of related. But Canada has Walmarts, but they don't have Targets. I wanted to see about going to a department store or whatever, and I was like, do they have Target? They don't. And I found out that in 2013 or something, I don't know, Target like put a bunch of locations in Canada, but I guess they put too many. They weren't having enough stock, and people weren't finding things they needed. Basically, they were losing money, so they just got rid of all the Targets in Canada, which is crazy because Target is just so popular, way more than Walmart of all places in the States. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, anyway, had a wonderful time. Great people, great food. Now I'm going to go back to my hometown tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous to go through customs again, just because I had a pretty hard time last time, but hopefully because I'm actually going into the country that I'm from, it'll be slightly easier, but I'm not going to expect anything. I will be expecting my car to get checked just like it did last time. I'm super excited to head to my next destination. I will be in my next destination for 2 months, and the place has a pool. So, you know, I'm gonna make use of that. But yeah, so Toronto, and I will see you on my next adventure.